Yo, 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 yo. What is good, my people? What is good, my people? It's your boy Jason Gooner, and we're back again with another live discussion for you. Yes, you see the title, you see the thumbnail. Steve McLaren, first press conference. Yes, the levels are good. I can hear them. That's good. First press conference for Mr. Steve McLaren in Kingston today at the JFF office. We're going to discuss all of that tonight. Major takeaways from the press conference. Also, you see the title, Aesthetic Improvements. What do I mean by that? Well, we'll get there in due time. And Richard Hartis, yes, if you did not hear, Mr. President of the JFF, Mr. Michael Ricketts, did say that there will be one other staff member coming with the head coach, Steve McLaren, and that will be Richard Hartis, previously the goalkeeper coach at Manchester United. So we're going to just do a little research and see what he will bring into the table and what his CV looks like as well. So first and foremost, people, you know the YouTube rules. As soon as you enter the building, please do hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. I want to thank each and every one of you. Recently, we did crack the 1,000 subscriber milestone. We are fast approaching 1,200 subs. So please, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. And for the first time ever, I have turned on the subscriber only mode. So if you do want to be a part of the discussion tonight, then you will have to subscribe. So yes, we'll know if people are subscribing tonight or not, because if I don't know the name, I will not be able to see your comments and your thoughts. All right. So yeah, trying this out. I've never done this before on the channel. I see a lot of other channels do it. I say, hey, let's give it a try and see if that helps us to get some subscribers as well. People normally want to get involved in the conversation when we are having the discussion. So hopefully it helps. All right. So let's do the things that we always do in the beginning. Big up the people who are there from early out. Stefan Wright, always supporting the channel. Big up yourself, my brother. Yes, we are going to discuss it in full. I have left this topic alone. If you notice on my channel lately, it's been a lot of live streams of football matches. I did not get involved in the coaching search. I did one video about it. I did not return, kind of left it alone. Wanted to see until the coach was picked. Even when he was picked, I shied away from doing a video talking about it as well. I just wanted to wait until I heard today, and I was going to do some content, because I think it kind of put everything in perspective, hearing the coach speak, hearing the technical committee's thoughts, or not the technical committee, but the head of the technical committee's thoughts, Mr. Rudolph Speed, hearing the president discuss it as well. And I just wanted to, have a nice full conversation. And I thought that having the context of the press conference would help that. So that was my reason for kind of staying away from this topic for a while. I didn't want people to think that I've given up on the Reggae Boys, or we're not going to make Reggae Boys content anymore. That is definitely far from the case. But it is a football channel. I am a Reggae Boys fan, of course, but I watch all kinds of football. So since there was a lot of football being played, that's where my streams had gone in the past, or in the recent past. But yes, we are back. It is now approaching another Reggae Boys window, and that will be, of course, September 6th. We'll be facing Cuba in the National Stadium. Got some news on that as well today in terms of when that game will be played. So it's looked like it will be a night game. So we should be able to get a decent crowd in the stands for that game. So we're looking forward to that. But that is neither here nor there tonight. Tonight, we're just going to focus on the coach, the appointment of the coach, the press conference, major takeaways from it, aesthetic improvements, and Richard Hartis. So that is going to be how we structure the program tonight. Father Bling, bless up yourself, my brother. Respect for being here. Yes, I know the video is getting out there as we speak. So we're going to let some more people get into the building, and then we'll kind of start the discussion. First and foremost, though, I do plan on playing some of the press conference. Obviously, I will not put the video on screen because I don't really want to, ruffle any feathers in that where that is concerned. But I will be playing some of it for you so that we can listen back to it. Some of the key points. It was about an hour long, so I'm not going to listen to the whole thing, but I am going to definitely have a listen to it. All right. So big deal, Len. Big up yourself. Or go on. Yeah, man, this gentleman is somebody that is definitely has his hands on the pulse of everything going on with the Reggae Boys. Always exchanging things with this gentleman in the socials. So big up yourself, big deal, Len. Definitely somebody that I think spends a lot of time researching and figuring out what's going on with the football. So big up yourself, Len. Good press conference from Steve Hallgrimson. All right, Joe, him start already. Big up, big up, big up. Jeremiah, bless up, Yeah, man, bless up yourself, Jeremiah. Respect for being here, my bro. Surprised we haven't been seeing much promotion for that game, though. Game not too far from now. Yeah, I mentioned it. I was talking to my dad, I believe it was. I was watching the Grand Gala on YouTube, and I said, boy, Dad, did you hear anything about that game mentioned? Because I tell you what, seeing the Grand Gala at night with all of those fans in there, it just was giving me this feeling like, man, if we could only get the stadium looking like that for a match, I mean, that would really be imposing on the opposition. I'm telling you, man. 30,000 strong in the stadium, making up noise with them phone lights and all those things. So, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I did hear. I mean, it was kind of muffled, so I couldn't hear it perfectly. But yes, I understood after the reaction what happened, and I thought the coach's comments was hilarious. He said, "Typical of a Leeds fan to make a mistake like that," So I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, I did hear it. So big up yourself, Len. Yeah, man. Steve Hallgrimson. That one might stick. Hopefully it doesn't, because you already know how a lot of Jamaicans felt about Hallgrimson. So hopefully the coach don't get stuck with that name at all. Bless up yourself, Chris King. Wagwan. Only good thing is the backdrop. Yeah. Yeah, so that will be in the aesthetic improvement segment. There were some other things as well besides just the backdrop that I thought was better. So we'll discuss those when we get to that time. But first and foremost, as I say, I'm going to play some of the press conference for you. I will kind of be sifting through to the parts where I think it's necessary to be heard again. So as I said, I'm not going to be playing it on screen because I didn't ask for permission to do so, and we don't really want no problems with nobody. So we're just going to play the audio from it. I know that's allowed, so I will do that. All right. Yeah, that's true. If my memory serves me correct, Gala is free. It's just to get the tickets. Not sure if they start charging now, though. Yeah, Stefan, right. To my knowledge, the Grand Gala is always a free thing. So I don't think it would be any different last night. You just have to guess. I guess you just have to go and receive tickets wherever you get them from, and then you can go in. But yeah, that definitely helps, Stefan. But I'm just saying, it just gave me at least a vision of a full stadium. I hadn't seen that in a while. Of course, it wasn't for a football match, but yeah, it just reminds me of how imposing the stadium can be, because every forward, every time a song play and the people them real, it was the noise. You could feel the energy, and that same energy was felt when I was a youth growing up, going to the games, 30,000, 35,000 strong. And just imagine the opposing team having to deal with that type of energy. The Jamaican fans can be a presence when there's a lot of them. We even saw in the last game, I believe it was that game that we had to play in the day. It was what, 12,000, 10,000, and even that felt more. It felt so much more than the previous games, like the Canada game and the games before that. So just imagine if we could get 20,000 in there. I mean, it would be great. Yeah, man, good luck if we get the stadium full like that for a game. Big look. Make a huge difference. Believe, no, man. That young king saying himself, believe. We have to believe. Yeah, man. Believe, no, man. Start keep back. Yeah, man. It soon start keep back. I will say, though, I did see 876 Stream had their, sign girls in their jerseys and stuff in the crowd. So at least some people there were getting some of the marketing while there, because for me, that was a great opportunity to just get the marketing out there to people who are at the stadium. Just obviously those people are patriotic people because they went to the Grand Gala, and yes, it was free, but that cross promotion, I think was a perfect opportunity for that. I would have loved to have heard, I would have loved to have maybe even a JFF member be a part of the ceremony and go out and talk about the game, say it on the loudspeaker, whatever. But I didn't watch all of it, so I don't want to say that didn't happen. But at least there was some marketing done around the Grand Gala. That was important, and it was done. So hopefully a lot of people saw it. You know what I mean? Listening to the coach today, I think this coach should be able to get full support from the sponsors. It's a good point, Chris King. I mean, one thing is for sure, he spoke very well, right? I heard some comments today saying, boy, this is the best speaking coach I've ever heard. And we know that speaking is not the end all be all of coaching, but you have to be able to communicate. That is a huge part of coaching. And, you can tell that he's been in management for a long time. Nothing that was said to him threw him off. I don't think he got defensive at any point, even if some of the questions might not have been the best. He just answered them, very politically. I don't think anyone could have left that press conference saying, boy, I can't believe the man did say that, or anything like that. He was very measured. You could tell that while he still has some more research to do, he clearly did some research on this job. I do think that, well, I won't talk it out too much. I'll let you hear what he said in his opening remarks, and then we can discuss. All right. But let's just keep bigging up people as we enter and the channel viewership grows. Good evening to Owen. Bless up yourself, Owen, STGC. Yeah. D Madre, believe now, man. Check in. What I go and do? We're outside, Yeah, man. Back to the late night settings, Olympics are kill me from where they, but yeah, man. We're out and about tonight. Liverpool fans, believe it didn't happen. I watched all of it. Okay, cool. Because I was wishful thinking on my part, but I was like, man, they really missed an opportunity here. All these people in the stadium, send somebody down there, man. Send, I don't know, Ricketts, send Simon, anybody, just somebody representing the JFF to get a 3 minutes on the mic and just talk about the game and say it a few times. But again, at least there was something going on around the game. I saw the sign girls, they put out the post, they were in the crowd, they were outside when people were coming in. So, they did something. I think more could have been done, though. Sometimes we seem to keep missing these opportunities. Yeah. Give credit when it's due to the JFF, slowly improving standards. Yeah, Young Kings, I agree. I mean, look, Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't perfect, right? They were late. I heard it was due to traffic. Didn't really get the coach there at the time that they said. So, I mean, you can't start the press conference without the coach. So what's the point? But yeah, we'll discuss that when we get to the aesthetic improvement segment, because I do have a few pointers that I think they did well, and a few suggestions for them moving forward. Who has the bigger talent, Ravel or Gibbs White? So ceiling wise, currently it has to be Gibbs White, because Ravel's best days would be behind him. But when Ravel was his age, it's debatable. Very informative coach, agree. Worth showing at an Olympics. Medal tally wise, I'm sure we've had worse, but I think when you factor in what we thought going into it, it could be argued that yes, it's one of the worst. But I've been told to not pass judgment too early from some folks I know, so I will not be speaking bad about anything at the Olympics until I hear the full story. I've been told to relax and wait until the stories come out, so I will wait. I will not pass judgment on anything, all right? Blessing son, and to all in the chat, McLaren is an old and rusty coach. Modern coaching and him and a friend. All right, daddy. Firing from early with a quick greeting and then a quick shot boss after the coach. Yeah, man. Too early. Owen, listen. Me not get into it. Believe me, them say some things me need to wait and hear about. All right, so me go wait because them tell me just Owen. Me not say too much. We have see what go on if you can hold them together and make it to the World Cup. Yeah, man, we have to see what go on. Craig. We have to see what go on. It's our worst medal since our dominance from 2008. However, we have had worst. At times, it was a joy just to qualify. Facts. Major improvement. Press conference was the best I've heard from JA coach over the years. Yep. Ravel, but Gibbs White is better, says Big Deal Len. Not the worst in terms of medals by far, but the saltest one. And say the saltest one. Yeah, Jamaica have some real salt thing going on. Even today, Brad Bell, and next photo finish where we lose. Jeez and peace. We have to be more positive and move forward. Yeah, man. Positivity. And I hope you mean We're not take no more talk, but action. Yeah, true. We need it done. All right. So, as I promised people, I have it queued up here, and I'm just going to start basically from the coaches talking. The only thing that Rickett said that I thought needed to be brought up is he did mention he'd be bringing another coach with him, and he said he would be an assistant and goalkeeper coach. This comment kind of left me unclear because typically when you have a goalkeeper coach, he's just a goalkeeper coach. He's not necessarily an assistant coach. But it was confirmed by someone else in the JFF who I spoke to that he would have a dual role. So he is an assistant coach and the goalkeeper coach, and that's Richard Hartis. And that will be the last thing we talk about tonight. Just a quick rundown of who he is. Of course, most of you, once Steve McLaren would have gotten hired, would have been doing your research. You know his CV, you know he coached certain clubs and what he has done, and he was an England manager as well. Most recently, an assistant to Ten Hag at Manchester United, and recently before taking this job was kind of in a way demoted, was pretty much going to be like a technical advisor, a technical coach, and you know I think Ruud van Nistelrooy would have been the one replacing him as that assistant coach role that he had under Ten Hag. So he was kind of taking us, I wouldn't say, some called it a demotion, and in a way I think that might have led to him seeking other opportunities. He kind of could see the writing on the wall. Maybe they're pushing me out, but who knows? He did say that he was extremely excited about the job, and you know we just have to take his word for it. That's what he said, right? I've said this from day one. Things are happening in the camp we the public are unaware of. Some may wait as well. Yeah. That's what I was told. I was told that I'm talking too soon and I don't know enough. So yeah. Isaac Hayden news is all over England media. Really? Well, big league. I'm sure you're on top of that. So I'm sure I'll be looking it up myself, because that's one thing I want to see is when I wake up tomorrow morning, how many English publications run with the story of the presser. Because I think one thing that I was, I asked earlier in the week if there would be a way for international media outlets to be able to ask some questions, but there was no kind of Zoom or anything used for this, and I thought that they may have missed the trick on that, because I do think that international entities like ESPN and maybe Sky Sports may have been interested in at least having a representative there to ask a question or two. But I think to be fair, most of the questions today were decent enough questions. I don't think there was too much to be upset about as far as the questions were concerned. But that is the portion of the video that I will play, is the question and answer portion, which took up a bulk of it. So we're about 18 minutes in. I've done enough talking, so let's go ahead and listen a little bit now. And while you're listening, I will be going to the comment section, so I will get to the ones I think are important and try not to skip out anything. All right, people? So we're going to skip past Ricketts and Speed talking. Again, Ricketts, the main thing I thought was him. Well, actually, I did want to play a part of Mr. Speed's portion, though. So let's just hear from him as well. So I'm going to start with that. So we're going to hear from Mr. Rudolph Speed, of course, the head of the technical committee, who would have been, the committee charged with picking basically bringing to the board the leading candidates, and then one was chosen from that, right? So let's hear from Mr. Rudolph Speed, the head of the technical committee. Let me know if the levels are good. Just give me a thumbs up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master. Sermon is Simon Preston, President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts, Coach Steve McClaren, you are here, and General Secretary Dennis Chung, members of the media, supporters, staff, everybody, good morning. So, a lot of people believe that the technical committee is just for choosing coaches. It's really a small part of what we do, but whenever the challenge comes up, we have to step forward and do the best we can. Now, we have a lot of drawbacks, as the president would have mentioned, including resources. But in this instance, I'm pleased to say the JFF did not advertise this position. We did some so we chose the list of coaches by a number of methods, headhunting, persons that we went for coaches that were recommended to us, and some coaches who just applied on their own. And it is true, I think the president stopped counting, but we did get more than 50 coaches before we decided to choose a person who will take the reins for the next 2.5 years. And we got down to some very interesting persons. We got people from all over the world: Australia, Argentina, Oceania, USA, Europe. But at the end of the day, it was always going to be one coach. He literally ticked all the boxes. Coach an international team before, win a title in one of the big countries in the world. As you might know, he won the Dutch League, won Champions League with Sir Alex Ferguson, was assistant coach for England, was the coach for our national team. Also, he was the boss of Ten Hag when he was at 20. You know, the world comes around. Ten Hag became his boss at Manchester United. Coach was currently in a job at Manchester United as the head coach. He's very au fait with top-class players, world-class players. He has coached them all. And eventually, there was nobody that had the CV of this particular coach. And that is why it was a no-brainer to choose him. Now, the good thing is that when two parties want the same thing, Coach McClaren also did a study of the Jamaica ecosystem when he was working for FIFA. So he knows about us very well. His best friend here is Wendell Downswell, not me. Right? So he knows about us very well. And so it was really...
All right, I have to pause it right there. So one quick point. First thing, and let me know in the comment section, do you guys think it's important to know who the other leading candidates were? Because he said it was like a touchdown, slam dunk goal to get McLaren. So I want to know, would you care to know who the other leading candidates were? And my second question is, was it triggering to anyone else when he mentioned that his best friend in Jamaica was Wendell Downswell? Okay, so those are my two questions. First one, do you think it's important for any of you guys to know who the other candidates were, or the leading candidates? And my second question is, was anybody else triggered that his best friend in Jamaica is Wendell Downswell? Because that stood out to me right away when he said that. Right away, I was like, what? First and foremost, how does he know Wendell Downswell, and why is he friends with him? Wow, I didn't like that. Isaac not good. Even can't start in Newcastle team. Wrong best friend that him have. Boy, I agree, big deal. I agree. Wendell Downswell has been getting some serious backlash from everyone that I know, and most people in general. And I think it's warranted. I think he's been in the position too long. We respect what he has done, but I think he got a lot of help building those teams that went to the World Cup, namely from one of my former coaches, Jackie Walters, who I saw build that under-17 team, which he then coached. And he gets the credit for all of that, So, look, for me, Downswell is past it at this point, but for whatever reason, he is a cornerstone in that technical director role. But I think he's done his time, people. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but that's how I feel about it, all right? First bad news, Downswell is his best friend. Yeah, sure. That wasn't great. RR said no. So RR does not think it's important to know the other candidates. Fair enough. Craig said yes, he would have liked to know. Big up yourself, Travis. What go on? We're there. The discussion has to be had. I want to know what go on. Me as well, Craig. I would love to know who the other leading candidates were and why was he such a shoo-in, As Speed said, he ticked all of his boxes. He was an international manager before. he didn't really state his success at international level because he couldn't really, because there wasn't a success for him there. He did win the Dutch league with FC20, which I think the Dutch league maybe not the highest league to win, but the fact that he won it with 20 is quite an achievement. I would liken it to maybe Aston Villa winning the league next year. Having to beat some of the perennial favorites to get to the title, right? I would call it something like that. He mentioned that he won the CL with Fergie. I have heard the arguments with my Arsenal coach Arteta. He's no good because all his accolades come from being an assistant. Well, here was Speed giving some credit to him for the CL achievements of Manchester United with him as the assistant. So, which one is it? Can you really credit the assistant with some of the accolades if he's a part of the staff? I think you should. Not all of them, but of course he must have had a part to play. He was on the staff. Hot Chili said blessings. Big up yourself, Hot Chili. Better it's a Craig Butler and best friend. Well, no, I think that would trigger to some as well. I don't think that would be perfect either. But perhaps Craig Butler has more fans right now for sure than Wendell Downswell, I would think. FIFA. Not sure what that FIFA comment is. Wrong best friend. Oh, you're saying that's how he's best friends. Okay, through FIFA. Okay, got you. Yeah, that makes sense because if he was tasked with working with certain federations, analyzing federations, I'm sure the technical director would have been a main source of information. What could he have possibly learned from Downswell about Jamaica's football ecosystem? McLaren get trick. Wicked. You have former coach. You can play ball. Jackie Walters. Hey, boy, Len. Stop. You gotta stop this me, youth. You gotta stop this me. Man, I won't even say I'm a big baller. I definitely was a footballer though, Len. All right? Don't sound right when you are call yourself big baller. Other people have to tell you that. Jackie Walters corrupt also. Well, Jackie Walters might be corrupt, but he also ain't the technical director of the JFF. So, him corrupt in him corner. Other candidates must have been Tapper, Duki, and Admiral Bailey. Daddy on one tonight. Bruce Gainer corrupt. I use the JFF for personal gains. Wenger right, him no good. Big time. Jackie Walters corrupt. Big time with his bias selection at U1799. With Clarendon and Glenmore players back then. Yo, Travis, that is honestly the truth. But I played with a lot of those players and they were damn good. So I even take and those ballers weren't from Clarendon. They weren't from Clarendon. The man take baller from all but go to school them. So it's not like they were from Clarendon for real. Also, town man him take out there. Him take player from all but go to school them. Was it tea him drinking in the mug? No, I think it was coffee. I think. And I don't know, but I think so. What go on, Jay? What there, you know? What has CB done for football internationally? Not a damn thing. You're not gonna hear me tell you no accolades what the man do. The man have a couple players when take very far under him tutelage, so I forgive him the respect there. But in terms of international football, he's never done anything. Big up the assistant, always part of the team, but this different. Yeah. Enough other youth get a look on. Never get a look on. Yeah, yeah. Every man when he Jason think them can play a ball. I can't speak for my brethren, my namesake in the chatting about. I can't speak for myself. Yeah, man, Bennett, Satches, big striker. Put on my seatbelt. God bless. Do that. What Downs well done. Well, I look like him I eat enough food. Can I see the picture then today, brother? And him and Cataract run race for biggest belly out there. No coach come here to Jamaica fans will never please, especially the coaches on YouTube streams. Yeah, man, enough coach out there, Travis. But them say the YouTube coach them a roach. So me don't know. Me never really claim for being a coach, you know. Me just analyze the football thing. Yes, me do me studies, but really and truly it is just to be able to talk about the game more. I don't really plan on being a coach per se, but you never know still. You can make a pass at all. We say, he matter about 5 yard. Can he make a 1 yard? Can he control a ball? I don't know, you know. It look like if breeze blow, lane blow, so I don't know. So Garden get cut. We're gonna get to that RR. We're gonna get to that. Don't want. I will get to that. Satches, yeah man, I am that man. I'm a sausage. A Satches. Be good to know the other candidates, but not a must. I would be more interested in due process reselection, goals and objectives JFF based on where we want to go. Fair enough, Stefan. Fair enough. That was a very nice comment. I will leave that right there. And Pristine, big up yourself. So welcome back. Yeah, man. I took a well, I wouldn't say take a break. I didn't think it was really necessary to make a video with a bunch of speculation. You know, there was enough of that going around. And that's no shade to anybody making videos. I know that some people just literally Reggae Boyz content every single day, but you know, I definitely watch other things, and you know, I can talk about other things as well. I thought it was fitting to do one tonight, so that's why we're out here. But let me get back to the playing of speeds part of this press conference.
Two persons having the same goal that actually came together, and that is why I was able to land this coach. Just to say, you know, we now have a good coach in our ranks, but now the JFF, our committee will be focusing on development, local development, which we have some things that we're going to be put in place, and you'll hear about it soon. Definitely we have to look at our younger players under 13, 15, 17, 20 as to the reason why we performed so dismally in the last couple of years. So that is what our committee will be focused on in the future. So you'll be hearing more about that later. But for now, coach, welcome. And I believe that the coach will bring us to what is our number one objective. Number three objective is to go to the World Cup in 2026. Coach, thanks for being here, and thank everybody for attending.
Thank you. Let me recognize also Simon.
All right, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't play that part. I don't think it was really added much to the proceedings. I know he had to be there, but I didn't really see what he added to the table in terms of information today. So I'm gonna just skip that portion.
Footballers, he's had the opportunity to work with the national
players
and also Mr. Chung as well.
Let me let you hear the lead-in to McLaren talking. All right.
Thank you very much,
this is Simon
Mr.
Preston.
And also Mr. Chung as well. So now we get to the moment that everybody here is looking forward. The next person to speak is no stranger to Jamaica or Jamaican footballers. He's had the opportunity to work with national players, the likes of Dion Burton, Darryl Powell, Wes Morgan, Gareth McClaren, and many, many others develop into their craft as professionals. He was born in North Yorkshire and has the characteristic states of a Yorkshireman who is tenacious, hardworking, and efficient. Well, we certainly look forward to these qualities and much more on the journey to the World Cup in 2026. Everyone, Mr. Steve McLaren, head coach of the Reggae Boyz.
I must say thank you very much to Mr. Speed, Mr. Chung, and the President, and Simon for the kind words. I've got to say, the moment I got on the plane to come over yesterday, through the airport, in the hotel, coming to meet the staff this morning, I've had a real warm welcome and a really, really good feeling about coming here, taking this job, and with the vision of the World Cup in 26. But I always knew that this country has unbelievable potential and talent, because I was technical expert for FIFA for 2 years, working on the ecosystem, which really analysed every country in the world, and we analysed 210 countries. I analysed about 20, of which Jamaica was one of them. I feel I know everybody personally, because I met through Zoom because it was COVID. So after doing the analysis, and the report. 3 years ago, Jamaica has always been in the back of my mind because it was the one country in which the potential and the talent is here. And there is such a lot to do. What I've seen over the last 2 years is unbelievable development. And that's credit to Mr. President, Mr. Chung and Mr. Speed and all the staff. It's a credit what you have achieved over the last 2 years in terms of when I said to FIFA the recommendations that we said, coach education, development of local talents, everything about heritage players, bringing them on board, has really in the last 2 years, the committee, the staff, the coaches, and the previous coach, I believe, have done a great job. It's my job now to take the baton and to carry that on. And I spoke with Jaime a couple of weeks ago, and he said to me, I just wanted to leave the shirt in a better place. And I think that's exactly what I want to do. Leave the shirt in a better place. Jamaican football in a better place. Hopefully. And the vision is 2026. Is development of coaches, is development of the talent that is on this island, and everything else that goes with it. It's not about resources.
Aligners can be a great alternative to...
Hey, Ross. Sorry, people.
It's about people. It's about behaviours, and it's about standards. And they're the three main things that will be targeted. We might not have the greatest resources, but it's the people, commitment, standards, and behaviour that will make the difference. And that's what we are all here to work towards. Thank you.
So one other thing, people, I got from that first part, right? I kind of would like to know. I don't know if this is something that might be on FIFA's site that you could look up, but what were the other 19 countries that he did an analysis on? Because it stood out to me when he said Jamaica was always on his mind. You know what I mean? Jamaica was always on his mind. You know, so that's what I want to know. Yeah, but I like to know that are 19 country them because I said Jamaica stood out in his mind. So we're just wondering, yeah, you know, that's what I wonder, Daddy. Where were they? Guam, Samoa, Sri Lanka, Anguilla, British Virgin, like where, you know what I mean? Where? With all due respect, I was black on that stream because he make Umzo a disrespect. I defend him, that's the reason, but it's all good. No, but Travis, it's not all good because you constantly want to talk about the man. Like, we're on this stream. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand, brother. Really and truly. The man literally, like, you have only supported me on this channel, right? And I gave you a wrench because you always come and support and drop your like, drop your comment and involved. So I don't know what else you want from me, brother. Just all I'm asking, load the man name out of the comments because he's not here and he probably will never come here because I gave you a wrench. You understand? And that's okay. You know, he doesn't control the channel. I control it and that's fine. But since I control it, I'm asking you kindly, just leave the man name out of your comment them. He's not here. He's not going to come here to defend himself. And, you know, we're not going to make the show about you and him. So just kindly, boss, just let's stay on topic. You know, have to bring up nothing about that. All right? Respect. Yeah, man, let's hope it's not a vacation.
Thank you very much, Coach McLaren. Really appreciate that. Before we get into a question and answer from the media, we're going to now have a presentation between the president of the Jamaica Football Federation, Mr. Michael Ricketts, and also Coach McLaren.
All right, we don't need to hear that part there. That's just him getting the jersey. And Ricketts with him dead smile. I don't know where the man smiles, so.
Opportunity right now,
So
you can
question and answer portion
at this point, and we get the show on the road. So please indicate by raising your hand, and then after that.
All right, I'll be pausing frequently on this part because I think we're gonna have some discussion based on the questions and answers. If you can't hear the question so well, just bear with us and listen to the answer. I could kind of understand what the question was based on the answer. So let's see.
Okay, proceed with your question as well. Yes, you may come in to Roger from IRFM. Yeah.
Thank you, Roger. I think it's not just my philosophy, but it's a philosophy over the years that has brought success to many managers, business people, politicians. It's the bedrock of any team. And if you're going to be successful, that's what you need. It's not all about resources and money. That does help. And you do need to get the best people, but you need a good culture. That's one thing. From 3 years ago, working with FIFA, I learned a lot about the culture of Jamaican football. And I want to carry that on. I want to learn more. I want to experience more. That's why I came here. It's one of the main reasons. It's a new challenge for me. I left a very good job and a very good club to come on this project. And I believe in it. That's why I'm here. And I believe in the people because I've known the people before. After our conversations in the process to being the head coach, vision, the dream, what they wanted to put in place was all there. And for me, I'm excited about this project. I'm excited about the next 18 months. But it's going to be hard work. A lot of work is being done already. There is still a long way to go. And yeah, still a lot of work to do, but by them values, we'll certainly progress and go forward.
One more. You say you have left a dream job to come to Jamaica. What would have been that determining final thing? I'm certain that you would have slept on it for a good while and thinking in your mind if this is a good thing for you or what. What would have been that tilting factor for you accepting the job in the end?
Yeah, I mean, look, my ex-assistant and now head coach at Manchester United, Eric Ten Hag, approached me to join his staff 2 years ago. And it was like full circle for me from 20 years ago, working with Sir Alex Ferguson, 20 years later, working with Eric Ten Hag. And I've got to thank Eric, especially, for giving me that opportunity at Manchester United. And it was hard work for 2 years and many ups and downs, and that's football. And we will have this here as well over the next
more downs than ups.
18 months, ups and downs, but we must stick together. And that's what we did at Manchester United. And I must thank Eric for giving me the opportunity to do that. And really, when this job came up and I thought about it, it was a new challenge for me, and that's what I needed. I felt I'd done my job. I'd been there 2 years. I'd helped Eric to establish himself in the Premier League, establishing himself at Manchester United, to know what Manchester United was all about. We won the Carabao Cup in the first year, Champions League football. Second year, we suffered, but we finished the season on a high with an FA Cup final. And I thought it was a good time to leave Manchester United on such a high. But I was so excited about the opportunity here and what I knew was here. And I knew the potential. I knew the talent. I knew what the JFF were working towards. They've been doing that for the last 2-3 years since I joined the ecosystem. And I love a challenge. And it's an exciting one. It's a World Cup. It's a World Cup. When I look at the history, 98 was the last time Jamaica was in the World Cup. The World Cups I've been to 2002, 2006 in Japan and Germany, even the Euros with England. You can't believe what an absolute unbelievable experience a World Cup can be. And that's what we must sell, that dream. We sell to everybody. But my job, our job, everybody's job on the island, every Jamaican in the world, is to make that vision come alive, to make that dream come alive. And the key is the players. It's always the players. I talked about that before, about the talent that is available, not just on the island, which I know, but also around the world, to tap into that, get the best players here, put them together. You know, when I mentioned it to people back in the UK, the potential people that we could bring into the team, wow, it could be a great team. It could be a great team. And that's what we want to build. This job is not just about working, it's about recruiting, it's about getting the best players and then getting them to commit, to buy into a culture, to buy into Jamaican culture, to buy into the Jamaican way of playing. I think that the last coach, Jaime, certainly demonstrated that and has left the team in a good place. I hope I can take that on and develop it even further.
Thank you very much, Roger.
All right, so I want to stop it right there because he said a lot there. So first thing, right? He said that he loves the fact that he's coming to a situation where sometimes when you go recruiting players for a national team, you don't really have anything to sell them but a chance to play. He said he can try to sell them a dream, right? So the World Cup is coming up. He can show them, okay, these three teams who are normally our nemesis in the region are already automatically in. We have these three slots left, plus the potential to get one of the playing slots, right? So that's 5 slots potentially that could go to CONCACAF, plus the 3 already in. So that's one thing I thought that it was good for him to mention, because I do think that that is a very, very good selling point, right? Because, you know, players want to play at the highest level. Everybody would want to play at the World Cup. So if there's a pathway for them to get there and he can sell them that dream, then that's a good way to kind of get people on board. Second thing, right? He just mentioned that Coach Hallgrimson did a good job of getting Jamaica to play the Jamaican way. I'm not sure what he was talking about there. I don't know if anybody else heard that. Yes, Daddy mentioned it here. What is the Jamaican way of playing? I'm not sure, right? I don't know. It sounded like a good thing to say, but what really and truly is he talking about there? I couldn't really understand that part. I think that's been one of the major issues of the Jamaican national team. We don't have a way to play. And so, we don't have a default setup. We literally look at the opponent and we try to make it work against whatever the opponent is doing. That's good. You have to be adaptable. I understand that part. But there must be a baseline or a default way that you want to play. At some point, you have to try to impose how you want to play on the other team. And I don't think Jamaican teams in the past have done that enough. So that was one thing I was a bit surprised that he would even mention in that way. Again, you can tell he's been a manager around the block. He's saying all the things that, nobody can, he's not trying to ruffle any feathers, right? He's just trying to lay a foundation, and the talking points are there. Sell the dream. The key is the players. Jamaica was always in the back of his mind ever since he met it. So, you can see a theme there. Another thing that I think you're going to hear over and over again, he And actually, there was a new term coined today, and I don't know if we have heard it yet, but he's going to say it in a minute. For a long while, we've been saying local based and overseas based. Well, one time we did say foreign and local. Then it got cleaned up a bit to local and overseas based. Now I'm hearing a new one, new term, nice fresh term, football heritage players or heritage players. So I guess moving forward, we need to address all the overseas based players. That's no longer what we call them. We call them heritage players now. And I think that is actually done on purpose by him, because if you're talking about heritage, it automatically links them to Jamaica a lot better than overseas based, right? Heritage. If someone if you have a heritage of something, it's something ingrained in you. It's a part of you. And I think that's what we need to sell to the Jamaican public in general, that these players are a part of you, regardless of how they sound, regardless of how they look. Somewhere along the line, they are linked to you. Okay, and we need to be able to sell that to the Jamaican public, because too often I hear sentiments of, well, a part of the reason why we don't get the support we get is because the people in the stands don't understand the people on the field. They don't look like the people on the field. They didn't live in their communities. Well, if you think of the heritage, maybe that will help, because then you can say, okay, this is a heritage baller. Well, where's his heritage from? You know, his whole family come from Sainty. Oh, really? My family come from Sainty too. What them last name? And then the conversation can start, and then the link can start to be made, right? So I think whether it was done on purpose or not, I hope that the heritage players is a coined phrase that sticks. I like that better than any other way we've been saying it before. So I will be calling the players from overseas or based overseas. No longer will they be called foreign based. No longer will they be called overseas based. I am going to continue to call them heritage players. Okay? And I encourage all of you to try to get that mindset in your heads. It's a heritage thing. That means the link is there. You can't break it. Biden, make sure we do enough talk. Somebody asked me, I think somebody asked me when Jamaica hire Biden. I'm nearly dead with laugh. Hope and pray, kick it up. Where's the style that? Glory, glory, Jamaica United. Man, go here, man. A 15 years him dead, eh? We soon pre the CV. That's an advantage for us, yeah, for sure. Yeah, him can't diss him. No, I'm not saying for diss him, you know, but just the way him did say it, like, him never have to say Hal Grimson did a great job at that. Him could just say what him say. The coach talked a lot and said nothing. Jamaican culture and Jamaica we are playing, that means nothing at all. Him now come out and say a ugly football. No, I'm not saying him have to say that big league, but him not have to try sell with no dream neither. We are watching football now, we can see, you know. And that's the problem, you know. Too many of them man we talk take all the fans them for fool. Them for stop think that we don't understand. That's the problem. Nobody can look at me and tell us say we have a style. What style? What style we have? We don't have a style. We don't have a way of playing. Bless up Jason Gooner. Not sure I got to congratulate you. I respect John PL fan. I'm not sure if you did, but yeah, man. We made it. We made it over the threshold, my brother. And we're fast approaching the next milestone. Kick and hope. Is that the style that? Is that patented? Can we just call that our own? I don't really want it. Our style is we're flexible. Well, we need for the gymnastics then, if we're flexible. I don't believe that that's a footballing style. But you know, I guess Jamaicans are crafty people, so we just invent things. So we invent a new style of football called flexible. Conrad, I did with laugh. We support the coach project. All Liverpool fans, please let Jamaica United do them thing. Well, you're a Barca fan tycoon, so you're not really getting into them war there. Now, if it was a Madrid fan, but I want to see how you react, or a Madrid coach. Yeah, man. Flexible. The first me ever hear that football style there. We need all the quality we can get, facts. To be fair, Gooner, as a fellow Arsenal man, sometimes not being rigid to a particular style can be a good thing. No, I get that, you know. But at the end of the day, as I said before, you want to have a default setting. You know, you have a computer, it have a default setting. You have a TV, it have a default setting. Yeah, when the glare get bad outside, you change the setting. But when everything is the right conditions, you go back to default. Jamaica don't have a default. That's my issue. If you get what I'm saying, Jean-Pierre fan, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, he knows. He talks a good game. He talks a good game. Mr. Butler need to be on board. Does he? I don't know. That's a good. I don't know. I'll think about that. Does he really need to be on board? I don't know. I guess it would help to have everyone on board who has a say in anything, but I don't know. Big point. Yeah, I'm assuming that's about the heritage stuff because that's what I'm calling them. Caris are dead with laugh. Yeah, England base is old news. Heritage the thing there. Absolutely. I saw me see it too. A fraud church. Okay, so that's not you. Okay. Cool. Them still can say heritage rejects. Big up Lulu. What go on, my brother? Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Lulu. Big supporter of the team. Always putting in the work. I may say your son a baller to Lulu. Yeah, man. Looking forward to see his progression, you know. Freestyle, that's the style. Danny Dread, what go on? The legendary phone caller. Big up yourself, Danny Dread. Coach Grim style was rock and roll. That him tell Ireland, a smooth jazz or souls. I don't know him they play. Not even. I don't know if I call theme style, but it was not rock and roll. Yeah, man. From where they them a do it, you know, the other day, I see Mr. United a cuss, and I say, yo, that's not the real Mr. United. So I don't know, it's like a new thing in the YouTube that I'm just a clone them one another. But yo, one thing, you know, when I disrespect me, you know. Oh, so much people inside and the likes look so poor, man. Come on, man. I stop talking, yeah, man. Show done. The show done. I don't know I like the video. What kind of foolishness can I keep up, man? Not even 50 likes. And we're there all long. And the show are going so nice. At one point, about 90 odd people there and 50 likes me there. Come on, man. Don't do me so bad, man. You know, I know my style for big likes and I ask for likes, people. But come on, man. I don't have to do better than that star. I don't know how to deal with me, right? Heritage players, Jamaican. Yep. Jamaica United just a failure written all over it. Don't want to hear that again. Most very good teams are rooted to a style. However, doesn't mean they cannot alter, adapt if needed. Absolutely. I mean, even Spain, you know, they have kind of tweaked the tiki-taka over the past few years because they weren't winning everything anymore. So they had to add some variance to it. But the default way of playing is possession-based, tiki-taka based, for sure. So it's a next different one again, this now. Jeez and peace. I want to stay some, man. Oh, no, nobody watched the comment there because it was a fake Travis put that one. I believe this is the only Travis right here, so. We need to keep CB as far away from this coach as possible. Duckland letting his thoughts be known. Yeah, me say the next one turn theme name Travis Orange to I try trick you know, but me know which one I Travis still. I hope Steve doesn't bring in pickpockets when they play. Oh Lord. Yo, where Craig Taylor there? Cause I know he must say something about that comment, you know. Yo, the people them a beat me today when I try to defend the pickpocket scheme, you know. When them say, yo, I just love Arteta too much and when him do foolishness before call it out. But brother is alright. I'm not saying nothing about that still. Because them a go on like I just that alone him do. Like him not train every damn day as well and I do football things. They must say, why I'm not teaching him some football? Yeah, I'm not even not getting at that, yeah, man. It's that next long argument that Cranky are dead with laugh. They say, beg likes Boss Junior. Nah, man. Me not really too beg the likes them, man. Me just go and talk and see what I go on. But That's true. I just wonder. I say, yo, how the likes them look? Because I did say daddy said like up the video. I know him not gonna say that unless the likes look kind of shabby. So I look at it, I said, John O'Star, now deal with me away. I take away everybody wrench. If you notice, there's one person have the wrench again, and I'm a father. Because I see where they start for go. The man them a cuss them one another and I rate it. Really and truly, why the hell everybody need a wrench? Nobody don't need a wrench. So I make my father get it because him bring me in the world. So, well, not him personally, but he helped. You know what I mean? So he can have one. And that's the only damn wrench that's going to be given out. I'm sorry. I'm tired of this wrench foolishness. One of my friend them from YouTube not even want to talk to me again because somebody get a damn wrench. Is it really worth it to be warring with people over wrenches? No. So nobody can have one. Fuck it. Make him go on. We'll bring back some old school pon him. Me know it about. Me know Craig now be so that thing there about. Until Bailey come. Yeah, Len, are you them higher? No, me no say no you because whoever them higher give out the people them things. Len either gone with them things and never even give them back. So I couldn't you them higher. Yo, the man savage, you know. I me get it from. Remember me tell you. Them don't want Man City pick them pocket again. Yeah. The man I try all kind of things, brother. Me not wrong him because we try every damn thing on the field and it now works. So the man I try everything. Well, I know you're a wrench alone, Travis. Everybody wrench. I one wrench leave and I'm a father one. Because I'm a father that. So I'm not take away from him wrench. So don't take it personal. Everybody lose them wrench. Because I'm tired of it, brother. I'm tired of the wrench war. It cause problem in my life. So I'm just take away everybody wrench. Simple. They say CONCACAF nano style. Nah, man. What you mean? Mexico have them style. Panama have them style. Which other side again? USA all have a style too. So sides in CONCACAF do have a style. We just don't have one. Proper football, yeah. See some Spain level now. Oh, you want to see some Spain level now? Yeah. Well, Craig, don't go so far, brother. We can't go to Spain so fast. I mean, we have to work our way to something like that. Man City always a pick Arsenal pocket. Yo, go here, man. Have a twin in the comment section. Yeah, man. Just allow the coach to come in and start working before you all judge him. Support the football in all aspects. Yeah. No judgment, Mr. Porter. No judgment. You know, I know you're the one that always bring the measured approach to everything. And we respect that because everybody can't just there a shout and not go on crazy. So your opinion is very much appreciated to add some balance. And I don't believe that this coach is going to... I don't believe that this coach is going to come under heavy scrutiny before the games are played. But I will say to the fans, look, on September the 6th, don't expect a miracle. Just because we have Steve McLaren now, it's just going to drastically be different. You know, so if that's what you're waiting for, then you're in for a rude awakening, honestly. And I agree, just support the football, you know, support, go to the game. See what's going on. If I could be there, I would damn sure be there. I know my father will be working, so he won't be there the next time more than likely because CPL. I can't really go in September. It's not going to work, so I can't be there. But all those in Jamaica, those out of Jamaica who do have the chance to go, please make it your duty to be there, especially if you're a football fan, especially if you're on these streams every day, talking about the football, cussing everything. Go to the game and support. So that's the least you could do. Don't take it personal, my brother. I took away everyone's wrench except for one person, and that's my father. All right. So if you think you're more important than him, then me not know how you could be, because that's my literal father. It's a kind of tactical awareness. Near the Spain style. Okay, no problem. Who you talk? Me? Why me sound so harsh with what? Mechanic use wrench. See there? I think Adidas need to sell affordable kit for local fans in Jamaica because international the kit hot like fire. maybe that's something they could talk to the JFF about. I don't believe that they're in the business of, cutting prices for anything though. So that's going to be a tough sell to Adidas. But I mean, it's a great idea to try. I don't know who you could talk to try to get that done. From night one, we agree on that. Oh, okay. Yeah, no feel no way, brother. No feel no way. Jordan, I feel the same way, my bro. I said the same thing. I would love to at least see the list, that was submitted. You know what I mean? Or wait, which list you talking? The list of, I'm not sure. Speed show to him? You mean like the list of players or whatever? Okay. Respect for your loyalty, my brother, from night one. But again, it don't take it personal. I've had too many issues with the wrenches, and the channel just start, and I can just see down the road it can just continue to snowball and domino. So I'm going to control the wrenches by literally giving one wrench out, myself and my father. So anybody doing foolishness in the comment section, I'll have to police it myself, and that's fine. I don't even like the word police. I'll have to, deal with it myself. Rock and roll style. Cheese and peace is rock and roll style. Jaja. One of them. YouTube need to allow the host to determine who hasn't liked the video. Yes, Cranky, I agree with you. Let's all send something to YouTube and say, give me a little emblem by the people them that don't like the video, so I can call them out. I agree. No, it's not that they must fight for the wrench, brother. It's like, long story. May I talk about wrench too much? Forget the wrench them. Just nothing personal, just, you know what I'm saying? You're there from day one. So I think not having a wrench not going to make you left. Or if it does, then that's sad. I mean, you should know by now that you're going to get some quality conversation and discussion here. So, you know what I mean? Just forget about that. Last season, man, them carry dog in training, and now them a hire pickpocket. Yeah, man. You know, what we're going to do next? We don't know. We might go over City and just bust some shot after the player them next. That alone we left to do. Ireland soon see Coach Grim rock and roll style. Bless up enough Fitzroy Grizzle. Oh, go on. Yes, Michael Hall, I'm my father. And I don't mean figuratively. He's my literal father. Oh, the heritage list. Okay. Yeah, that would be nice. All right, so let's go back into it because some more questions I wanted to get through. All right.
Let's go to Jerome, and then we go to Mr. Blake. So Jerome, Television Jamaica.
Morning, Coach. You have been identified as a modern coach. For the neutral looker or I would say the layman, just outline what that means in terms of what is it that you're going to be carrying through for the next 18 months, given that the World Cup is the main goal.
It's using all my experience. I'm here to help. I can't do it on my own. We need everybody around. And I come with a lot of experience, 35 years of management. I come with a lot of coaching experience, international, club level, top 5 leagues in the world. The last 2 years, I've worked at Manchester United. Arguably, I know some will disagree, being Arsenal or Chelsea, but arguably. Yeah, I agree. We all agree. One of the
None of us agree.
best, if not the best club in the world. I've worked there for two years, worked there previously 20 years ago. And every day on the grass, every day on the bench at the games, in the Premier League, the best league in the world. And that experience and what we won, and I've won previously, you could say that I feel I'm ready for this job. I want this job, so I'll take it on.
You mentioned that this role is more than just coaching, but it also includes recruiting. A lot of talk has been made about having more of our English-born players really invited into the team. Will this be a strategic approach from you to get more of those players who actually haven't even represented
Heritage, my boss. Heritage.
Jamaicans yet at this point in the World Cup qualification push?
Like I said, the progress that has been made in Jamaica the last 2 or 3 years on the island, producing quality players who are good enough, and that's the key to it, is players who are good enough to play for the national team. I was talking with Simon, I think he mentioned 14 have made their debuts from local players playing in the Premier League this year, have made their debuts in the national team. That's incredible. That's an incredible number. So the work that is going on behind the scenes on the island is working. But we want to get to a World Cup. And to get to a World Cup, we want to be a good team. To be a good team, you need the best players. And the best players, the better the chances. So if that means we can use heritage players from the UK, from America, then we will do that. That's the ambition. And local players, they've got to be good enough. Heritage players, they've got to be good enough. But the key thing is, it's okay being good enough. It's okay having the talent. But on this project for the next 18 months, the commitment of the players, the commitment from the staff, the commitment from the committee, the commitment from everybody, supporters included, is incredible if we're to succeed. And that's the key. You're coming here for a purpose, to play and represent Jamaica. And you've got to be proud of that. And if they're proud of that and they commit, and the talent that is out there, we have a very good chance.
Yeah, I don't want to hug.
Yo, I have to pause it right there. So a couple things jumped out at me there. He mentioned the fact that 14 players this year from the local leagues made their debut or were used in the national team. He said that's awesome. That means that something good is happening behind the scenes. You know, I have another take on that. You know, we know that a lot of those players really were kind of forced into the team based on circumstantial stuff. You know, the last window, they put out the injury list with the squad. There was about 8 players that would normally be in the team for a lot of different reasons weren't available. And we, you know, quickly put some local or, you know, JPL players into the team, right? After mentioning that, I hope you guys keenly listened when he said, but we also know that in order to have the best results, we need to have the best players. And he said something that I've been saying from day one, since I found this YouTube space and started out as a commenter on everybody's channels. I could give 2 craps where the players born. But please, for the life of you, just put the best available players onto the squad. And I know it's subjective, people. So I'm not saying I have all the answers. I know all the best players. What I'm saying is I should not be able to look at a squad and say, how the backside this man is on the team. And that happens way too often. So I just like the fact that he emphasized whether they're heritage players, whether they're local players, they have to be good enough. And my hope is that that feeling and that sentiment is actually seen in the squad selections. That is my hope. Because everybody seems to have that feeling when they first come here, and then we hear all kind of reasons why that's not how the team is picked when we actually get the team. So I'm just hoping that he keeps firm with that feeling and that idea.
One more question. One of our leading players, Leon Bailey, I'm sure you know about him. He hasn't played for the country since March, I think, last year, November. And I think he was suspended by the federation recently. Yeah, he has been suspended by the federation. Are you aware of this situation, and what is it that you're going to be doing from now to get him back into the program?
like everything I do with all the players, and a big part of this is about recruitment. And I like that recruitment. I like connecting with players. I like talking with players. And the most important thing with Leon is to talk to him, to connect, to communicate. And it's a clean sheet. With me coming in, I know a little bit about the history. I know a little bit about what's going on. I understand top players. I understand them. And it's a conversation that we will definitely have. My intention, I only left Manchester on Monday. I come here to meet everybody. As soon as I go back, phone calls to all the players. Go see all the players. And quite fortunately, Leon is not far from where I live, so I'll be contacting in the car on the way to meet. See what the situation is, see what his mind is like. Because what I've heard from coaches, from Meron, what I've heard from the president, Mr. Speed, Mr. Chung, is that the boy's an asset. He's a damn good player. I know that. Suffered knowing that. And you need good players, but you need them to commit. And that's the important thing. So conversations with all these players is the most important thing on the agenda for me when I
Hold on.
I'm quite fortunate. Leon is not far from where I live, so I'll be contacting in the car on the way to meet. See what the situation is, see what his mind is like. Because what I've heard from coaches, from Meron, what I've heard from the president, Mr. Speed, Mr. Chung, is that the boy's an asset. He's a damn good player. I know that. Suffered knowing that. And you need good players, but you need them to commit. And that's the important thing. So conversations with all these players is the most important thing on the agenda for me when I obviously get the next few days out of the way. I go back and I speak to all the players. Who is committed for this dream, for this vision? Who wants to play in a World Cup? Who wants to play in a World Cup? That's the question.
Thanks very much, Jerome.
All right, so a lot to unpack there. Of course, we knew someone in the room would ask about Leon Bailey. One thing that I noted immediately is he said he's familiar with the situation. He has done some research and he has talked to the coaches. And when he pointed into the crowd and said coaches, and shout out to Len, big deal Len, actually pointed this out to me. He said that he mentioned Meron as one of the coaches he would have spoken to about Leon and the situation. I also spoke to the president, Mr. Chung, and Mr. Speed as well. So one of the things I was unclear about after Mr. Ricketts spoke, because he mentioned that he would be bringing an assistant with him and a goalkeeper coach, or an assistant / goalkeeper coach. So my thinking was, okay, well, if he's a goalkeeper coach, typically that's his role. He's a goalkeeper coach. I was corrected and told that he would also be an assistant coach / goalkeeper coach. So my follow-up question was, well, will he be having anyone else on his backroom staff? Because we know that the previous coach had John Wall, Meron Garden, and a goalkeeper coach. So that's only one person with him so far. Well, I think we got the answer there in that answer. He said Meron, one of the coaches, is who he consulted about the situation and how it was going and the type of mentality Leon has and all these things. So I think that pretty much confirms it, people, that Meron Garden will be a part of the backroom staff of Steve McLaren. So I just want to know, how do you all feel about that? Because one of the main things I was hearing when we did the post-mortem of Hallgrimsson's tenure was, hopefully the JFF doesn't continue to just put people with the coaches that they hire. And it seems that they are going to continue this with Meron going forward. So he has survived from Theodore Whitmore, Paul Hall, Hamer Hallgrimsson, and now he's going to be an assistant for Steve McLaren as well. So is that something that's okay for everyone? What are your guys' thoughts on that? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Is it a clean slate for Elbido? Does he want to play, or is it just the conditions he want to be changed? Yeah, I mean, look, based on what Leon was saying, it had more to do with the professionalism of the setup, right? At some point, though, he did mention that he kind of wasn't really feeling the coach either. So perhaps a new coach, one that has, more cachet internationally, more pull in England, particularly where Leon plays now. Will that be enough to at least let him have a seat at the table? I think Leon is smart enough to know it's a new coach. Let me at least hear him out. So I think that conversation will be had prior to this next window. And if all goes well, I could see him being back in the team for sure. But let's see. The last time we had a coach, when he came in, he said similar things. We're going to have a clean slate. And he was right. Andre Blake was back in the team. So, I agree that maybe Leon's has gone a lot further than Andre Blake's ever gone. But, I do believe him when he says that he's going to do everything in his power to at least have the conversation. Now, can I tell you if that's going to go well or not? I have no clue. But I would like to think that, Leon will at least have the sense to say, okay, let's have the conversation. That's my take on it still. This coach is a Champions League winning coach. Technically, yes, he was on the staff that won the Champions League. Yeah, Travis will always agree with you, Demo, on that one. No time for Leon. And if people have that feeling, I can't really wrong them for that. I mean, he's said and done some things that for some is just, unforgivable, so I understand where people coming from with that. Maybe he can fix him or get Greenwood in the slot. He doesn't want to play, leave him. It sounds good, but let's see if he talking rubbish or I'm serious or true. I mean, yeah, at this point, it's all, hearsay, or not hearsay, but it's all, it's just talk right now. We'll see if he backs it up. But I do think that when it comes on to dealing with personalities, high level personalities, we must realize that he can. I mean, he's been involved in Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world. I don't really rate them. I don't like them, but I'm not gonna lie. They're a big club. They're a huge club. They have big players, and he's coached a lot of big players. So, as far as personalities and dealing with egos, that's not something that would be new for him. I do think when you compare him to Hallgrimsson and Hallgrimsson's CV, he would not have had the caliber of players that would have been, under the tutelage of McLaren. I mean, he did manage England. He was unsuccessful in his tenure, but he had some of the biggest players in England history on his team. Manchester United, Champions League winning team, and the most recent team. We're talking big stars in the team. So, it's not like he would be new to dealing with egos and massaging egos and things of that nature. So I think he would be more equipped to deal with a player like Leon than a Hallgrimsson would be. I don't want Marion near the team to salt up the man. All right, so that's one answer in my question there. The technical staff vote that in. Disagree. It could just mean that Meran has information that was useful. Well, the only reason why I am confirming it is because I was unclear on it, and I asked someone in the federation, has there been any closure to the backroom staff? And all I was told was, as of right now, head coach is going to be McLaren, assistant and goalkeeper coach is going to be Richard Hartis, and another assistant coach is going to be Meran Garden. Now, whether he adds to that support staff or not is up to him. But that currently is the three that I can say will be on the bench come September 6th. I don't know if it will be added to. I really didn't ask if he would be able to subtract. So maybe you're right. I don't think so. But I would think they would have told me that part as well. But as to my knowledge, those three, McLaren, Hartis, and Gordon, will be on the bench. So you're saying no local born coach must not learn from McLaren, in your opinion? I'm not saying that. I don't think that the local coach has to learn from him on his bench. I mean, he can have coaching seminars. He can have them observe his training sessions. He can give them coaching materials. He can ask them if he can come and watch them train their teams and give them pointers there. I just don't understand for the life of me why everybody thinks the only way a Jamaican player or coach can learn is with the national team. Why? Why can't they learn anywhere else? I don't get it. A part of the coaches union in English FA. My 2 cents on LB. Until he decides he wants to represent the country, I won't discuss him. In my opinion, he's unavailable until then. Fair enough. Fair enough. What if the other players don't want Leon Bailey in the team? From what I have heard from I went to the damn rep game. Well, that's a key factor, you know, Travis. I think as he talks to all the players, I'm hoping that they'll be open with him and tell him how they feel. Like, look, as far as Leon goes, we're not really dealing with him right now. He said some things that we really can't forgive right now, and we just really don't want to deal with that toxicity in the team. You know, we'll see. We'll see where his priorities lie. I mean, you saw how his face lit up when he was talking about him. He said, look, the player is good. We can't lie. He's a good player. And to be totally honest, he is a good player. It's not like he's a bad player. Yes, his performances have been up and down for Jamaica, more down than up, if we're being totally honest with ourselves. But if we can get the best out of this player for Jamaica, surely he's a player that we would want on the team, right? But again, there's a lot of baggage that comes with it. So right now, and I can totally understand where people are coming from. If they're like, look, I'm done with him, or as Stefan said, until he's available again, I don't really want to talk about him. Fair. I can't really wrong if I have in that opinion. Bootlicker. I don't know the bootlicker, you know, but I know me. Because I don't lick no kind of boot around here. I hope this coach don't tell Maran Garden his business. He's no good around the team. Tycoon. Fair enough, fair enough. Steve did spoke about behavior though. He did. But he also spoke about big players and egos and managing them. And, you know, big players tend to come with big egos. That's just the way of life. That's how it is. Anybody who has been in a team setting, you know, not every player going to have the same, you know, not every player going to have the same personality, mentality. Typically, your star players are going to be a little different. You know what I mean? Maran Garden must have a lifetime contract with JFF. Who the coach need to talk to? Leon or Craig? Sounds spooky. So me personally, I think he probably needs to talk to both, because as much as Leon likes to act as if he is acting on his own devices, we all know that he takes a lot of advice and direction from his manager / adopted father. So, you know, at some point, Steve McLaren will have to have the conversation with Craig as well. I mean, that's just how it goes. If you're going to talk to Leon about things like that, you have to talk to Craig as well. That's how it's been set up. That's how it is. We can't go around that, you know. Sounds spooky, said Craig. CR7 must one of those players. Absolutely. Who has a bigger ego than CR7 in sports, much less football? Bless up, Bam. What go on? Bam Brizio Romano. All the JPL transfer news. Follow him Instagram page. Follow him YouTube. Subscribe to him YouTube page. Putting in the work. Definitely filling a void. Him and JamPL fan have to give them the credit, giving us the JPL transfer news. Yeah, man. And just JPL content in general. I'm not on the island, so, you know, it would be stupid of me to try to take all that content. I can't be there and be a part of that as much. So, you know, definitely keeping me aware at least of all the movings and stuff going on in the JPL. So respect BAM Sports and keep putting in the work, my brother. Yeah. That's why I said that, Dad. I actually dug a little deeper to be able to say that, you know. Them local man, them figure pay them money and get them license. No local road shouldn't be around the team. Not a fan of Maran Garden, no time though. Yeah, Travis, I know. I've heard you say that before. We say him don't pay for him license. So what, JFF pay him fee for him? That's what you say, Travis? He's a roach, has no qualification. What go on, Ryan? Bless up, you know. if this is the real Ryan, because people have built up fake name from where they, feel like Ryan this still. I'm not fan of him, but he has his qualifications. That's facts. I'm telling you, more qualified than your all favorite schoolboy football coach. Oh, I don't know which Trev is real from which fake, that's the thing. But I think this is the real Trevis right here. We all know Craig called the shots for all Phoenix players. Yeah, sad to say it's true. And if him stop calling shots for them just leave Phoenix. Personally, I don't mind a local coach understudying an international coach. My thing is we must be seeing some results and lessons learned being translated when he leaves. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I think this might be the real Ryan. Bless up yourself, Ryan. How go on? We're outside. Blessings, Jason. Thanks a lot, brother. Really appreciate me. See them I try hide my work, but me I watch and go and work. But why them would I want to hide it, brother? Them, if anything, them fair try partner with you. Like name C Willie. Well, Christopher Williams. People that know him like me know him still. But Chris Williams and Owen Hill, them not say what you're doing and say, yo, respect, and they should be applauding what you're doing, bro. I'm telling you. Okay, so that's one Travis there now. That's good. All right. That's good. One time about 7 of you inside of the chat a while ago. All right, let me go back and play some more of the clipping.
Let's now go to Mr. Blake and then we'll go to CVM.
This is Cataract now.
Simon, 2 questions for the coach. Cataract, the boy in the ultras, we welcome you. Welcome to Jamrock. The supporters welcome you. Excellent selection by the technical committee, Mr. Speed, Mr. President, Jensek, for making this happen. As a Yorkshire boy, welcome you to Jamaica as well. The only Leeds United supporter here on the island. We forgive you for your association with Manchester United. But Coach, I wanted to piggyback on a question asked earlier. Could you delve a little bit into, from my first question, your philosophy, your footballing philosophy, and how can we expect to see our national team play similarly or differently under your guidance? That's the first question, and then
I think the style. I think I have to discover what the Jamaican culture is like, the Jamaican player, the Jamaican way of play. I've studied a lot of games which Jaime used and had previously with Jamaica, and it was a conversation that me and Mr. Speed had, that during the process I was stuck on one system. I said the system and the way of playing depends on the players, and if we can get the best players in and get a style and a system and a way of playing that gets the best out of the best players, that is the best. So that's what I'm studying now. Many games in the past, going back, looking at individual players, and we talked about being adaptable. And I think Coach Jaime was very adaptable with the team, and I think we need to be as well. But I think the key principles will always be in football. You have to be so hard to beat. You have to commit. You have to be a good team without the ball. You have to be organised. You have to defend the box for your life. You have to make sure that you're hard to play against. You must be able to play football. And the Jamaican players that I've seen, they can play football. They can deal with the ball. They can handle the ball. They want the ball. And I don't know, and I'm hoping to learn that flair and creativity is paramount in a Jamaican team. And we have got flair and ability and creativity in the players. I've seen that at close hand. I've seen it in the games. So they're the 3 things. But they are nothing without togetherness, without team spirit, without fighting for each other, running for each other, working hard for each other, all towards a common goal. And whenever I've been in a successful team, it's been a line from the top to the bottom. from Mr. President all the way down to somebody who, you know, might have the lowest job, they think. But no, nobody does. And the key, we're all aligned in that, is for the players. And they're key. So flexibility, adaptability, getting the best players in the right system, playing in the positions that they're used to, square pegs in square holes, we always call it, to get the best out of them. We can be a major force.
And the second question, that's from the subscribers of Dre Anywhere the Sports in Palm Beach and Sports Prophecy TV in Denmark, who I'm a local correspondent for. The question really is about the heritage players. The Achilles heel for Jamaica has been our CDM, Central Defensive Midfield, in the past couple of years, just our unprofessional assessment. And
all right, people, before you ask the question, yeah, you know, Cataract could not come to the press conference and not, you know, he had a good first question, and then this follow-up question. Let me know what you think, people.
questions that have come in surrounding really two heritage players who you may or may not. And the question is what relationship you have with these players and how confident you are that you are able to attract them and bring them over the line. The first being Mason Greenwood from Manchester United, not a CDM, but Isaac Hayden, who joined Newcastle in your last year there in 2016. What are your relationship with these two players? And are you confident you can bring them over the line?
Yeah, I know the players. I know the players very well. Strange because I met Mason in Manchester United training ground about 3 weeks ago before the announcement was made. So I had to be very careful what to say to him. But we had a little conversation. We've had a conversation since. And what I want to do is to go, like I'm going to do with everybody when I get back, is to go meet them, is to have a conversation with them and find out the reality of the situation and whether they actually want to come all the way here to play for Jamaica. Again, it's the commitment of the players. So there are two players who should be of interest to us. They're very good players. And I will be making sure that I have a conversation with all the players. The President, Speed, Mr. Chung have shown me a list of potential targets, potential lists. I know them all very well. I know their agents well. And believe you me, when I get home, I'll be busy on the phone.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr.
We'll finally hear it. This whole time I never hear him actually say it. Well, thank you, Coach Al Grimson. Yeah, but all right. First things first. The man say I represent two different YouTube channels. And I subscribe them from both channels ask the question. How that possible? The two subscribers them are the same? That don't make no sense. The man doesn't make you know say him a work for everybody. Because I don't know why the man bring up two different channels, say my correspondent for the two of them. How that make sense, people? Dre, you need to control your boss, you know, because I don't know I don't know. Cataract always a move mad. But first thing I understand, brother. The man say a CDM him ask about in the first name him call a Mason Greenwood. Which part of Mason Greenwood what have to do with CDM? Or maybe that was from the Denmark subscriber them from Sports Prophecy JT channel. And I guess the Isaac Hayden part was from Palm Beach, from Dre Anywhere. I don't know, but Cataract, you were doing so well. The first question, concise, to the point, made perfect sense. This one, just a rambled question, typical Cataract style. But the good thing is we got some information. He said that he spoke to Mason Greenwood, ironically, about 3 weeks ago at Manchester United training ground. I'm trying to figure out what the hell was Mason Greenwood doing at Manchester United training ground. I don't know what was he doing there. He had to sign some papers or something to go to Marseille. I don't know. Or pick up things that he had there. I don't know. It was kind of strange that he would even be there. But anyway, he said he spoke to him there and he said since he got the job, he spoke to him again on the phone. So that's good signs. Clearly, he has some type of relationship with whatever. Oh, okay. He had to report back before he was sold. All right, got you. That makes sense. Yes, media, that makes sense. I was thinking before them would have even report him would have get sell already, but you're right. It would have been a little bit of time before him get sell. So that's true. That is very true. Weatherman money week. They say the Danish, the euro am I go after now. Jeez and peas, wicked. Yeah, that makes sense, Young Kings. Whenever even him have to report to him own a club at some point. I just figure him to get sell before that even would have to happen. But you're right, people. So that makes sense. But anyway, saw him there, spoke to him again. So spoke to him twice in the last 3 weeks. So that's great. Again, I do believe that while he ticked a lot of boxes in terms of the CV, I think a big factor as well was personal relationships with some of the players that they've either not been able to get over the line yet or in the process of getting over the line, right? And then the second one he asked about was Isaac Hayden. Now, Isaac Hayden is a sore topic to a lot of Jamaican fans who follow the team because numerous times he has had opportunities, or we thought he would have an opportunity to make that jump. He feels a need for us. We don't have very many deep-lying central midfielders, especially ball-winning central midfielders that can actually possess the ball as well and play the ball forward. I know Demo is one of them, born Hayden right away. But there are others who are a bit more practical and realize that, yes, we do have a need there. And, at the end of the day, he's still only 29. I mean, for goodness sake, the player that Brian Martin was saying he couldn't believe Cataract didn't bring up, Anthony Grant, he came and he was, 35, 36? And look, we all like to give Cataract a hard time. But for those couple of games, he did a job. He did something. There was at least someone in the midfield, So, yeah, even Demo is saying he'd rather call back Grant. I wouldn't go so far. But I'm saying we have to be honest with ourselves. We can laugh after Cataract all we want. Anthony Grant was not terrible in the CDM role. He wasn't. I just didn't think that he would be one to continue with after that cycle. I wouldn't go back to him now. But at the time, I thought he did a decent enough job. You know what I mean? Love for Hayden, brother. Same from Brian. So a lot of people feel how Demo and Brian feel. But I can tell you this. If some kind of way this coach can let the man see the light and say, yo, I don't know what I'm thinking. Like, yes, I really wanted to play for England, but it ain't happening. And I'm telling you, Isaac Hayden, if you ever see this video, I don't want to shatter your dreams, my brother. But if you want to play international football, it will not be for England, my friend. Okay? So you can just say to yourself, I don't want to play international football. That's fine. But if you would like to play international football, these colors are probably the way that it's going to happen, my friend. And not even probably. It is the way it's going to happen. All right? I would give him a chance too. He feels a need. Not really a bad question in my opinion. What Qatar wanted to find out is if he can get all these top players who are on the fence to commit, in my opinion. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. But I feel like Cataract means well a lot of the time, but he freaking rambles, man. And you lose his points in his rambling. So even then, he mentioned CDM, but he was going to ask about Greenwood. Just what he's saying there, Stefan, he could have just said, listen, there are a lot there. We have been having issues with players on the fence. Don't want to fully commit. I have a few players in particular I'd like to ask you about, and you can just speak in general. What can you do to get some of these players that are close, or even maybe not close, but those who we want to bring in, who we know have heritage? What can you do differently that other coaches can't? Simple. That's all. Maybe I'm being too critical and harsh. I don't know, but I agree, Stefan. The answer we received gave us some good information. So in the end, the question wasn't terrible. But I think that only happened because the coach is smart enough to kind of decipher, get through all the foolishness. That's all. That's all. He's just a rambler, and it's hard to follow him sometimes. That's all. But I do think, inside some of the foolishness, there are good points, for sure. I'm not going to say all him do is talk rubbish, like some people say. I wouldn't go as far to say that. He has made valid, succinct points before. I just feel like he sometimes, loses his way a bit when he's trying to discuss things. That's all. I feel the mid solution will be someone we're not yet mentioning. Could be. Maybe somebody we don't even know. You know what I mean? Could be. His papers haven't come through yet. Free Ravel. Ravel want free himself. I did see the other day that Ravel is playing some games with a professional footballers association team. I believe it's a team of free agents who don't have clubs and are trying to stay fit. The PFA is providing them with a training thing, and they're playing matches against academy teams and some senior teams as well. So at least we know he's staying fit in some capacity. So that's good. But still no club to speak of as far as I know. Rejected us twice for a pipe dream. Yeah, I mean some people like me we never really had a problem in that department, I don't care. Rejection never bothered me. I'll just move on to the next one or go back again and try next week. That's just me though. Some man deathly afraid of rejection. That's not me. JFF Scout said Hayden has told the federation he's not able to play club and country football because of injuries and other issues. JFF top scout Devon Porter said that. Wow, okay, that's big news actually. So it's so all the quotes that we have heard about him waiting are just lies and just I guess they're trying to throw us off track with those. If this is what Devon Porter said, how come this is never reported? How come only Devon Porter knows this? Don't any other articles that were written about Hayden saying he was waiting for England and all these things? I mean, they didn't care to. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But if this is what Devon Porter says, my hands can go up. I know Devon Porter has relationships with a lot of these players, so this is coming from a good source. If he said that, I understand the role he would fill, but I just saw my feel about him. Yeah, and Jerome again. Feelings is a thing that is going to vary across fan base, right? So I'm not going to ridicule somebody for having this feeling. You are entitled to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? But not everyone going to have that feeling. That's all. 3-4 years left in him. Okay. Travis said, I've heard that too. All right. I don't want what left though. Like Tony, if you don't want us, we won't push it. Yeah, I don't know. As I say, I am not afraid of being rejected. It has happened rarely in my life. And when it did, I didn't lose sleep over it. In fact, if I really wanted that person, that girl, I would just go back the next week or the next day until she say, yo, I give up. And then she give me a chance. And once I get through, then it's over. You see me? Hayden can stay. He's no top player. Ricardo Badger, the problem is, we have been playing midfielders in our midfield that are not top players either. So it's not like we have, I won't go as far as to say Rodri, but it's not like we even have Carrasquillas in the midfield or Godoy's in the midfield or Edson Alvarez and those caliber of players. We don't have the McKennies, and we don't even have one midfielder deep lying that's like that in our whole setup. And if we have someone with that kind of potential, they maybe have not quite fulfilled that potential yet. So we can't really just rely on them yet, So dub the ultra to talk like you're doing now. Well, that's the thing. He's confused. He wants to be an ultra, yet he wants to tell us that he's Oxford educated. It's like, make up your mind. What are you? He's a walking contradiction. I believe McLaren have his plans. He must scout from he did work on us. Yeah, Travis, that's a damn good point. From the minute he did the work with JFF, or well, not JFF, but the work about Jamaica, analyzing and giving his report, he could very well have been keeping tabs and connections with players with Jamaican, connections or Jamaican heritage. Who knows? Because he told you he wants to hurry up and get back to work on his phone. So he clearly, clearly see that. PFA team, yeah, exactly. I think they played I want to say Charlton's U21 the other day, or they played somebody the other day, and I saw the list with Ravel on it. I thought at one point this summer Hector was also playing with them, but I could be wrong on that. Heard that too. Isaac, what left Hayden? I thought he did gone, man. I saw the program nice, daddy. You can't left. Ravel is a nutcase. He needs help. The man I play with him PFA team, brother. So him dep on a team. It's not a club, but him dep on a team. No club will ever buy Ravel. Might as well retire from now. Jeez. Has there been any mention of the coaching staff? I'm shocked that information hasn't been released. It was semi-released today. We heard that Steve McLaren is bringing one other coach with him. He's a goalkeeper coach by trade, and he'll be forwarding in for that. So I want to make sure that there wasn't another question I wanted to hear.
Thank you very much, Mr. Blake.
Ronaldo Adams, CVM Sports. Coach McClaren, welcome to Jamaica.
Thank you.
As you will learn in the coming months, we are very passionate about our sports. We love football. And despite being a third world nation, we're also very hard.
They're the main part. And
I don't know what happened to the audio there.
I've
Cut
had it
off
the
his
last
question.
2 years, ups and downs, success, failure. That's football. That is Jamaican football. That is all football. And it's only in the bad times. It's only in the when you fail, when you may lose a game or draw a game you're not expected, or somebody didn't do this, they're the times that you must stick together. And it's not just about the federation. It's not just about the coaching staff. It's not just about the bunch of players. It's about the supporters. It's about this island. It's about everybody who's Jamaican. It's their heritage, even abroad. They've got to be proud of their country. You know, I represented, assistant, and managed England. I know what that's like. I know it, the intensity and the scrutiny. And that's what you expect. That's right. But amongst it all, we must stick together. And there will be ups and downs. And there'll be times when we're going, what is the coach doing? Why is he picking him? What is he doing that for? Why did he change him? Why did he do that? And that's football. And that will be for the next 18 months. So, you know, I always say it's a roller coaster. So we're getting on the roller coaster ride. And it's not all downhill and thrills. There's also going to be bad times. But the supporters, the players, the staff, the federation, aligned, all together, you come through. And you come through stronger. I've seen that happen. I've followed Jamaica over the last 3 years. I've seen it happen. And the strength of any federation, of any team, is in the bad times. We stick together. So I ask the supporters to do that.
Thank you very much, Ronaldo. Jamaica Gleena over here. You may go inside Livingston.
Yes, coach. For the last 2 or 3 coaches, probably even longer, we have been having problems with our midfield and retaining possession of the ball comfortably. Any ideas, any plans, how you're going to impact that?
Yeah, I'd love to say, you know, tomorrow, right, you all keep the ball better. But that's the ability they must possess. And that's what I mean. That's what I have to study, you know. We call it, I always like to call it, we find a way to win. Because it's about winning at the end of the day. You know, you can have performances, and you have good performances. You might draw, you might lose. You know, but we must have a consistency of performance. And that is one area in which I look at the team and, yeah, we could do it better. But if we can't, then we have to find other ways to win, other ways to build up, other ways to play. It's about... So that's Ferguson always said to me, Steve, football's about 2 boxes. You defend 1 box with your life, nobody scores. And you make sure you get bodies in here that are so creative and one-on-one and match winners that you win games. And in the middle, you have a fight. And it's so true. And in Jamaica, what I've seen in the games, defensively, very good. Creativity, very, very good. And yes, the middle, we need to find a solution. And we're trying to do that. And we'll look to do that, whether that's recruitment or development of individual players. So it's a journey which begins today. I'm excited about that. Can't wait to get the squad together, the group together, that first camp, and to build and progress from that.
How important were the English-based players or England-born players? Well, both. To you making your decision and even in your long-term plans with the team?
Sorry, what was that?
The English-born players, English-based players, how important were they to your plans coming into the team and even long-term and what you're planning to do?
Anybody who's got Jamaican heritage and is passionate to play for their country and shows that passion and commitment, and the goal is World Cup 26. That's something which should excite everybody. So that's part of it. Sometimes you recruit players and you've got nothing to give them. You've got nothing to sell. Here, we've got this best-selling product going. World Cup 26, 18 months. A lot of games in between. Let's get started.
The reason why I asked that question, Coach, a lot of people believe that with your English background, it will be a lot easier for you to communicate, with the English-based players.
Yeah, I think, I've been in football a long time now, and the introduction of foreign players, especially, from different cultures, has been absolutely fantastic. From the times of when I was at Derby County, and I remember Dion Burton and Darryl Powell. Yeah, and it was incredible, but I didn't know I was good. It just come to my mind now when I see the pictures in '98, you were in the World Cup, and they were part of the squad. And I was there in '98 coaching them. So it's so important to get that feeling. I speak a lot with Darryl Powell. I know him very well. Still passionate about Jamaica, even though he's been in the UK. And that's what we need. Not players just turning up and wanting to, it's nice, international football. No. World Cup.
That's one more, Coach. Can we have an idea? I don't know if any of the other gentlemen think of what the rest of your backroom staff will look like.
No, as I say, I'm over here on a fact-finding trip. I want to know as much as possible about how the federation is run, what the vision is, what they see, what resources we've got, coaching staff, the supporters going around, getting a feeling. But I think the excitement is not just knowing the potential talent of this club, but I love a challenge. I love different experiences. And looking around and the welcome that I got last night, today, and knowing Jamaica, this is going to be a good experience.
Thanks very much, Livy. Much appreciated. We could accommodate one more question and then we wrap up this press conference. Appreciate everybody being here. Do we have any further questions?
Nobody else never have no more. So big up Livingston. Some good questions here at the end. Yes, and Conrad, that is the Dread Livingston. Yes, he's a Dread, and that is who Chung I like. Absolutely. Him and Chung got into a heated one time. Same don't know him at all about. I think he was asking some questions that were not wanted at one of the recent press conferences. We won't go into that though. Yeah, at them Livy Dread is him. All right. So yeah, usual banter in the comment section, back and forth. We love to see it, people. This is what it's all about. You have to have the conversation. Some of them are tough. We might argue at times, but just keep it respectful. That's all we really ask. P's asleep, brother. You know, P's a big coach, you know. The man have training, probably tired, you know. Well, actually, P's probably there, you know. I'm just not really too talking to them something, but I'm probably there. Yeah, man, determined. Of course, I had to run out. We're almost 2 minutes to the 2-hour mark, and I was planning to do that. So, really quickly, last couple of things. The major takeaways have kind of been discussed throughout the show, so we kind of covered that. Aesthetic improvements. We can't just bash all the time. For me, the backdrop, wonderful. Saw the sponsors of the program, looked very clean, looked very nice. I was very thankful to see the backdrop at the press conference. Second improvement, they had fixed microphones in front of the coach. They need a few more mics so that each person at the desk can have their own mic, and we can stop the passing the mic down the line that we had to do in the beginning. But at the very least, the coach had microphones in front of him, did not have to move anything. He just spoke. Also, happy to hear that there was a microphone in the press room for the questions so that we could hear the questions. So again, vast improvements in the aesthetics and the overall setup. The punctuation a bit off. Not going to hold that too much against you. That can happen in Jamaica. I know the traffic is terrible there. My father complains about it every single day. So I know it's a reality, right? You can be late to things. I get that. All right. There was a bit of miscommunication before as well. I was informed that it would be recorded and uploaded. At the last minute, it was shown live. I have to give kudos to Military Gooner for that. I heard that he was the one that provided the modem, which gave them the power or the Wi-Fi they needed, or whatever, the bandwidth, whatever you call it, to make sure that they could stream it live and show us live. So awesome job, guys, for at least getting it done in real time for the people. That was great. Very, very thankful for that. All right, guys. See, that wasn't so hard. You can give the JFF some credit from time to time, people. It not gonna kill you. All right. So those were my aesthetic improvements that I liked. I love the fact that, as I said, it looked professional. They had the water sponsor, the Powerade sponsor. Every main sponsor was there. The Adidas. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. MG had Troops there after. Nice. So Troops is in the island now, or he just was on a live stream with him? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, that was another thing I liked. For the most part, all the JFF members were dressed for the occasion. Look, it's not all good people. The aesthetics were great. I do think there could be some cleaning up with the talking. So for me, the two people I skipped and didn't really hear from them in this, right? I skipped Simon as well, who I thought was great. Gave had his prayer, introduced people well, told us about the backdrop of what was going on. So as usual, well done with the Master of Ceremonies title. But President Ricketts, my gosh, I have never. This leader is a leader that just does not inspire me. He does not inspire me at all. As a matter of fact, my people were saying, boy, the man looked like him drink all night last night or something. I mean, he sounded dry. He had no expression. He was kind of slouched in his chair. I mean, come on, man. I don't need perfection, but, let me believe in what you're selling me. Just have a little conviction when you're talking, man. Just, even me here, if I was to sit down for 2 hours like this, I say, yo, man, telling you, there, we have to do this video, and yeah, man, just hit the like button for me and, subscribe if you feel like, and share the video next week. Or, come on, man, sit up in your chair, speak, enunciate. If you don't feel comfortable talking, prepare something so you can look and read from that. I don't care, but you got to do better in these public appearances, and that's just me. Or just do what you always do and don't show up. Don't be a talking part of the thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Stefan, that's my issue. He's meant to be the leader of the organization. You cannot be. I get it. Not everyone is going to be charismatic. I get that, Stefan. But on a day like today, if you know that speaking is not your best attribute, prepare something. Even Mr. Speed, who you see on YouTube all the time talking to all manner of people, he had something prepared that he was kind of looking at for notes. This man was just talking off the cuff. He had no direction in his comments. He just was talking. So big minus for me, that whole part. It kind of killed the momentum of the start of the thing. That was just my take on that, right? Not sure what Chung said or did. Not sure why he had to be up there either, but whatever. Speed again kept it short, kept it concise, said what he needed to say, and passed it on to the star of the show, which is what the other two should have done to begin with. But whatever. This is not a JFF beating session. I'm just giving my take on it. I gave some positives. I gave some negatives. But the last thing I wanted to do before we close off the show is, I'm sure everyone and their parents and auntie and brother and sister have done research on McLaren. But let's do a little bit of research on who else he has brought into the team with him, and that is Richard Hartis. Now, when his name came up, I was saying it's Richard Hartis because, you know, we as Jamaicans, sometimes we're not really to emphasize the H in the word them. So I thought he was saying Richard Artist, and I actually sent that in a few groups that the man named Richard Artist, and then I had to do some research and see that the man actually named Richard Hartis. So similar to Mr. Artist, I am Mr. All, he's Mr. Artist. So you will realize that people just not say the H sometime in Jamaica. So it go. All right, so this is Richard Artis. He is 56 years of age from England, and we're going to look at his CV. So we're going to start from the beginning. So one thing that I noted looking at his CV, you know, I was told he was going to be the assistant coach and also the goalkeeping coach. But what stuck out to me in his CV of coaching, every single place he has been, his title has been the goalkeeper coach. Now he's been doing it a long time. 1988, he started out as the U21 Sheffield United goalkeeping coach. Did that for 3 years. He moved to the States, was a goalkeeping coach at Penn, UPenn. That's a college in the United States. Then he went back to England to Leeds U18, Leicester U18, Man United 18. Then in 2011, he finally made the step up to senior coaching, where he was at Molde as a coach for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So he started with Ole at the Man U under 18s and was there with him for a while, and then moved on with Ole when he moved to Molde. He was there with him for about 2 years in Norway. Then he moved back to Cardiff in England, was a goalkeeping coach there under two managers. Shorter stint from January to September, was out of coaching for some months. Then before the 2015 season kicked off, he moved to Leeds as the goalkeeping coach. And there he had a few different managers. They looked like they had a conveyor belt of managers. Leeds United struggled for those 2 seasons. He was there for 2 seasons. Then towards the end of that second season, he left. Well, he took the job up with England's U20 setup. There he was the goalkeeping coach. Oh no, it was Steve Evans and Hugh Rosler at Leeds, and then the U20 goalkeeping coach for 3 years. He had a number of managers above him there. And then, of course, his most recent job would have been at Manchester United as the goalkeeper coach for the last 5 years up until June 30th of this year. So, you would have seen him under Ole, Rangnick, Carrick for a short stint, and of course, Erik ten Hag for the bulk of the end of his time there. So, that is what stuck out to me more than anything. Nowhere on his CV does it say that he's an actual assistant manager. So, clearly he's been in the game a long time. Not trying to say that he can't do the work, but it was just a bit surprising to me that he's going to have that double moniker when he's never really done that before at any of his previous roles. So, something to think about, food for thought. But that was my little personal background on him. I did see some other articles where he has done some things in coaching education with the FA of England, so he's highly respected in the goalkeeping field. Kind of similar to Gummy. Gummy was also a instructor to goalkeeper coaches in the UEFA in UEFA. So kind of similar there, that they are both instructors at this point of their careers as well as coaches. So definitely comes with a wealth of knowledge. I am just wondering if giving him more than one role is the right step to take, as at no point in his career has he done that. So, look, I'm not saying he's not capable, but he definitely has never done that before. So we will see how that works out for him. But yeah, this is pretty much going to be the close of the program. It is getting after hours now. It is 12:30. At this point, I might as well just stay up for when the Olympics start. No, that ain't happening, people. Man's have to get some rest. Zine. So before we touch out, I am just going to big up all the people them in the building and the final little comments that I may have missed. And then we're going to get out of here, people. So thanks to everyone that turned up tonight. Definitely a nice turnout for the late show. Haven't done one of these in a while, so I was a bit worried that the fans them would have forget about me. But it looked like everybody run out with them daytime shows today, so there was really nobody doing a late night show tonight. And I'm sure all the folks doing the Olympics content getting them rest right now, so that's totally understandable as well. But people never really do me right on the like button, but me now go ball. But just glad to say the people them tune in and we're there, and it was full engagement throughout the show. All the people them were there from the start, really, really respect it. All the people them were ball about the wrench them. No bother with it. No bother with it. Just, I saw it go. One wrench boss in a building, and at the original hall that my pops. So nobody can fight that. See? All right. Them man you just argue with them one another, so we're not go bother with that. The backdrop get a clap. Yeah, man, have to. The beating them a pay off, JG. Yeah, them say we cost too much and this and that, but some of the things we say rain true because we see the improvements happening. So, but again, I think the key to it is you have to show them that there's a balance to it. We can't just point out all the bad things, because there were good things today, and I wanted to point them out, and I wanted people to hear me saying it, right? Because I've said it in private to some who I speak to, but I wanted it to be out there that I felt that way about some aspects of the press conference today, right? They're working on it. Yeah, man. They're definitely trying. I mean, it's not just do whatever you want to do, man, and they have to love it. No, there's a change of certain things, and I like that. They need a podium. That would be nice. But hey, baby steps. Rome wasn't built in a day. Thanks to YouTube for that backdrop. He was at the press conference. Him and a couple others talked about it after. Cool. I go to I think what him thing name Troops TV. Yeah, I go to it and see what him say about it. That's good though. Alright, I saw most of these already. As far as I'm concerned, Speed is de facto leader. So as long as me hear from Speed, I'm good. Yeah, a lot of people agree with that, Stefan, right? He will never say that in public, but yeah, it's clear that he has a lot of the final say in a lot of things. Bro, speaking is not for the president, along with Chung. But and that's the thing. I could sort of understand the president not being the best speaker, even though that's kind of weird. But this general secretary, who is probably tasked with the most responsibility of all in the JFF, I would think that guy needs to be super sharp. You know what I mean? But what do I know? Yeah, man. Big up to Father Hall, man. And big up to the one Dan from McLaren Dan. Heard he wants former international Simon Dawkins as one of his assistants, but he's coaching in the USL, I believe, as an assistant. Well, that would be good. I think those are I think those assistants make more sense if you're gonna go with someone with like ties to the players in terms of Jamaican produced and bred. We have so many coaches that used to play locally that coach overseas now, and we never see them in anything to do with the JFF. Why? Those guys are getting their badges just the same. Bring them back in. Public speaking training needed for Prezi. And that's sad, but it's probably true. Well, that's one thing him don't have none of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that man there, I better hope that man there have money in his pocket, because me not see how that man that can put chat to no man. The way how the man move. The man moved like a... Me don't know, brother. Me don't know. I hope him always have Benz. Yeah, man. The colors, yeah, the backdrop bad. I rate the backdrop too. My daughter make it, you know. Mention money is a little bit to the man face. Yeah, man. Make them know if I like it up, man. Watch it next was able to catch it earlier. Yeah. I'm gonna take it in now. The man them, there was about a 50, well, not so long, but a 10-minute segment about wrench, brother. Madness. Okay, he was there in person, not Troops on MG's channel. All right, nice. You know, so they reach out to Troops on Instagram And the man left me on scene, brother. Say it go though. Forward back soon. I guess what? MG gone about whole heap of 1,000 though. Enough tens of thousand. Maybe when we reach there, so. Respect this, I'm gonna love the stream. Really kept me up at work. Yeah, man. Glad I could get you through, man. I know the night shift sometimes is a wicked thing. Issue I have with Chung is the more he speaks, the more I'm confused. Every time, Stefan, right? The man is the double speak king. It looks so, MF. And that's a part of the reason why, if you notice lately, I was doing a lot of live matches and I wasn't really doing much content because there was so much misinformation and, every day 17 different name, and it was just getting like, come on, what is the point of this? We're just speculating over and over every night, really and truly. And again, nothing against all the man them who do content like this every day, but it was getting a bit repetitive for me, for my taste. So there was football games going on, and I had much more fun covering that. This to me was a much better way to bring across the information because we had some information to bring across. I'm not making up anything. I heard something and I'm giving my take on it. So to me, that's the most effective videos. Look at all the good comments in the comment section tonight, all the things people would have learned. This is a byproduct of having something to talk about and not just cussing on the side of the chat all night. You know what I'm saying? Which sometimes is warranted, but at least today there was a balanced discussion. Some cussing, some talking, some whatever. You know what I mean? So, yes, they have to try to step up their game. Coach is best coach we ever had. Here, we have to show him we trying. Yeah, man. Troops love cuss, man. Respect Stefan. One of the few we never lose them mind when the wrench get taken away. So I know say it's not a big deal, Yeah, man. Him love cuss, man. Him love cuss. As a matter of fact, it was hilarious when I saw Simon interviewing Troops. It was like, talk about polar opposites of content creation. You know what I mean? Literally the opposites of creation of content right there. Simon is extremely by the book, political, accuracy, reliability, credibility, and Troops is like, yo, move your blood. Yo, it's totally different. But it was hilarious to hear that conversation and see the two of them on one stream, just knowing the type of content that both create. It was kind of funny to me still. I was looking up his CV, don't see much coaching. Yeah, it's he's a goalkeeping coach if you're talking about Hartis, Yeah, man, it was hilarious to me, Conrad. It was hilarious to me. Yeah, and some people don't, Troops is not universally loved either. Some people think him is a puppy show and I'm not really no ball. Some people think him just kind of, him have a personality and him have a good vibe on camera and stuff, and he's entertaining. But as far as his actual football acumen, I don't think people really you're talking about Joby. Okay, cool. Yeah. I think he's just, educated highly. But yeah, I don't think actual coaching, I don't think he's done much. Because your stream is balanced, not biased like other YouTube stream. Who the host look like? Oh, Lord. If them go against it. Yeah, look. My show might be balanced and everything, but everybody in the chat don't agree with what I'm saying. And if they disagree, so be it. That's the whole point. If I'm gonna turn on the camera and talk and not block anyone from coming on, I would be an idiot to think that every single person is going to agree with everything that I say. And if you don't agree with me, sometimes I will see it and I will have a conversation about it and we'll try to maybe convince one another who is right or whatever. And if there's a stalemate, it's a stalemate. I will move on. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But again, everybody have their own style as me see it. And there's a fan for everybody's style. Now, to me, the trick is, which can I create content that every kind of fan will like? Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm going to try because I don't care what anybody say. I don't ask for super chats. I just ask for likes and I want you guys to share it and subscribe it. So I'd be a fool to say, yeah, me no want nothing from YouTube. Me just turn on my camera because I love chat. No, obviously we know that this could potentially be a stream of revenue, but I also know that the type of revenue that would really make it worth my while isn't going to happen overnight anyway. So let's just grow the foundation and speak. And I'm going to speak how I would speak if I was making $10,000 a month on YouTube. I want you to realize that it's going to sound like this and look like this. Well, maybe not look like this. It might look better then, but it will sound similar to this right through. You know what I'm saying? Right through. So look, and at the end of the day, if it doesn't come across, or if it hasn't come across yet, that I'm passionate about what I talk about and I love football, then boy, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Better me just give up now. So after I Trump my name, no, far from it. Do it for the love, me not do it for the likes. Yeah, man. All right. On that note, MF, you close the show. Big up yourself, MF. Big up to everyone else as well. That's the best approach. Allow the channel to grow organically. Absolutely. And people have given us strength. You know what I mean? Other YouTubers have sent people here. I remember one of the first shows I did, I instantly had at least a couple hundred subscribers because JD sent people over, right? Ryan has done the same. When his show is ending, him send people over. I've been on Cranky's show. Every time I comment, yo, check out Jason Gooner. So one thing I will say is lately, it seems like there's less and less division, because to me, it don't make no sense. We all create content that's similar. So if I have quality content, guess what it's going to do? Make people see Ryan content. Make people see whoever, JD, whoever. So all this fighting over the same subscribers, it don't make no sense. All of us going to watch the same content. All these people in my chat, I see typically around every channel. So that simply means we don't need to fight over the people then, right? Just make the content, make it quality, and that's it. Simple as that. Anyway, I get off of my soapbox now. Me want to go to my bed, sleep or kill me like my father. Not as bad still, but I just want to get off of the stream now. So big up on yourself, people. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for the likes. Let me see if we're going to do me right at the end here. Let's see. More hit my target. Oh, 4 more like people. So on the way out, just smash that like button. Smash that like button. I just need 4 more likes to the 100 people. That was my goal tonight. All right. So let's get me to my goal so I can feel like we do something now, man. Jeez, man. No, I beg it out. Anyway, big up on yourself, people. Manners and respect. Maximum respect to all those who tuned in and all those who will tune in later. Yes, man, it was a good show, so you should watch all of it. All right, people. And also, I'm working on something, people. I'm working on something. It's going to be really big. Not going to say much more because it's very early stages yet if it's going to be possible to do. But I'm working on something really good that you're not going to love. All right, people. So big up on yourself. Stay tuned. And yes, we will be out and about at some point this weekend. Going to be busy. My daughter have our first tournament of the season. So I don't know, man. Might lose him voice during the daytime. But if I have a voice, I will stream from the hotel in the night. And we talk about some football. Because we have some Olympics finals forward, Football, me talk, Because Brazil mash up Spain with it, Yeah, man. Couldn't believe it still, but they mashed them up. So Brazil, USA, gold medal match will be Sunday. Tomorrow, though, France versus Spain in the men's final. So, yeah, man, some football to be played. So you don't know, we'll recap it all this weekend. I won't be able to live stream, sadly, because as I said, my daughter have our football match them. So you don't know. Yeah, man, you don't know when Julia playing. We can't stream no football. Julia alone with the pants. See? So good luck to Julia on our side. Yeah, man. And we make how the tournament go. Hopefully them can come home with a trophy or at least reach at the final or something. But at the end of the day, we just hope she have fun, right? Yeah, man. So big up on yourself, manners and respect, and we're out of here, people. Blessings.